You know that feeling, right? You walk out of the barbershop with a fresh trim, feeling absolutely on top of the world. But then, a day later, that great feeling is replaced by this frustrating, itchy rash. Well, today, we're going to get into why your neck is actually red and, more importantly, how you can stop it from happening ever again. Yeah, let's break this down. The expectation is simple. You feel sharp, you feel clean, you're ready to take on anything. But the reality? 24 hours later, there it is. That angry, red, itchy rash creeping up your neck. And most of us, we just chalk it up to, oh, I have sensitive skin, or maybe a little razor burn. But what if I told you it's usually something else entirely? You see, that redness isn't just some random irritation. Nope. It's often a sign of a very specific problem. A problem that actually has a name. It's something the pros know all about, but you might be hearing about it for the very first time. It's called Barber's itch. And here's the kicker. It's a real, actual infection. This has nothing to do with your skin being too sensitive. It has everything to do with the tools being used on you not being properly cleaned. And that's the most important part. This is a completely preventable problem. So what's really going on here? What are these culprits that are causing all this trouble? Well, it all comes down to what's happening on a microscopic level, right when those clippers make contact with your skin. Okay, so culprit number 1 is bacteria. When a barber uses clippers that haven't been disinfected, they can literally push nasty stuff like staph bacteria right down into your hair follicles. This causes something called folliculitis. And yeah, it looks a lot like a sudden acne breakout, but trust me, it's not acne, it's an infection. So let me ask you something and be honest. The last time you were in that chair, did you actually see your barber disinfect the clippers? Or did they just kind of blow the loose hair off and call it good? Because let's be clear, just blowing the hair off does absolutely nothing. It's just rearranging the germs for the next person in line. And it's not just bacteria you have to worry about. The other big culprit is fungus. If you're seeing itchy, red circles, that could be ringworm. And don't let the name fool you, there is no worm involved. It's a super contagious fungus that just loves to hang out on shared combs, brushes, and especially on damp, unwashed towels. And if you leave it untreated, it can cause permanent hair loss. All right, this is where we need to get serious for a moment, because we're moving from something that's just an itchy annoyance to a genuine serious health risk. The problem isn't always just on the surface of your skin. Sometimes it goes much, much deeper. Think about it. Every single time a blade touches your skin, especially a straight razor for a lineup or shave, it can create these tiny, microscopic cuts. You won't see them, you probably won't even feel them, but each one is like a tiny open door from that blade directly into your bloodstream. And here's the real danger. If a barber reuses a disposable blade or doesn't properly sterilize their tools, you are putting yourself at risk for some very serious bloodborne diseases. I'm talking about things like hepatitis B and hepatitis C, which can be passed this way and can cause severe, life-threatening damage to your liver. Look, I get it. Nobody wants to be that guy, right? The one who feels like they're auditing the barber, watching their every move like some kind of health inspector. It's awkward. But your health, your long-term health, is worth so much more than avoiding 30 seconds of feeling a little uncomfortable. So the good news is you can absolutely protect yourself. It's actually pretty easy. All you need is a simple 4-point safety checklist you can run through in your head at your next appointment. Okay, here are 4 really easy things to look for. First, the blade check. If a razor is coming near you, make sure you see them unwrap a brand new disposable blade right there in front of you. No exceptions. Second, the blue liquid. You know that iconic glass jar of blue barbicide? Combs and clipper guards should be soaking in it between clients. Third, look for UV sterilizers. A lot of great shops use a UV light box to keep tools sterile. They shouldn't just be sitting out on the counter. And finally, number 4, fresh linens. The cape they put on you should be clean, and the towels shouldn't smell damp or musty. And I really want you to remember this. A true professional takes incredible pride in their shop's cleanliness and their sanitation process. They will not be offended if you ask questions. In fact, a great barber will appreciate that you notice their commitment to keeping you safe. Because when it comes right down to it, your health is worth way more than the 20 minutes you spend in that chair. So now you know what's at stake. The only question left is, what are you going to be looking for at your next appointment?